Bethan, have you been up to anything interesting?
I've been working. No conferences, no films, because it costs so much to go to the cinema now. It is.
Not if you go on Canvey Island.
Oh.
Well, I suppose it's a long trip for you, but
£20 Cineworld a month. You can see as many
and we
films
do
you
have
want.
Curzon in Colchester.
Ooh
which
la
is-
la, Curzon.
Look at me watching
Listen,
French films.
Here we go. Thrifty listeners, if you go to Canvey Island, the cinema's fantastic and it's about £5 for a ticket.
If you can get there.
If you can get, if the tides are right and favourable, and the
Canvey
marshes,
Island.
if there's no mist on the marshes, you can go to the Star
The
Cinema.
tourist island that hates tourists.
We love it's reclaimed land though. Anyway, it's like let's extend Essex. Let's make Essex bigger,
Push
shall
it
we?
out. Push it back.
Yeah, so they could do the same with the dengue as well, and then we could put like a cheap cinema there as well.
They're like, where did that?
Is that how it happens? They just put the cinema somewhere and then the little chef and then
Dutch people,
Little chef.
yeah, little
Wow,
chef,
love a little
Dutch
chef.
people come and then they put polders in and they pump the water out and they reclaim the land.
What about
and
a
then,
Wimp?
Essex.
and then before you know it, Dr. Feelgood have formed.
And then we're like, where's Wimpy?
Where's Wimpy?
We need a
Where is
Wimpy.
No, we've got Nimpy. They've got they got a fake stuff. It's the cinema, Star Cinema or something like that.
It used to be Woolworths. That would have been the one.
Did
I
it?
loved it.
All right. I love Woolworths. R.I.P. Woolworths. Oh no, I was going to tell you what I was up to. I've been up to as well. So last week, I was out filming a pothole-proof bike for Domino's. They have
I love that.
They've done this invention where they've made a bike and it's got an oven on the back of it, and the oven's got G-force stabilization, so it's got like you can go over potholes and your pizza doesn't get shaken around too much. So I was running around South London with light tubes, like trying to make it look all cyberpunk, and that was good fun. But it was freezing. It started like
You got a cool
snowing little
job.
bit.
You got.
I'm a creative director, bruv. I'm a creative
I love
expert.
that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's fun. Just doing weird stuff. I was dressed up some kids like Daft Punk the other day. That was fun as well. And got them to dance around. I just do silly. But I say my job's sometimes like I've got a magic pencil because I can draw stuff and then it becomes real like in about 3 weeks' time.
You're like Harold with the purple crayon.
Exactly. Yeah, it's fun.
I've got kids. I know that.
This is what. Don't Google that. You might get the wrong thing. But
All the right side.
yeah. But that's what being a creative director is. You come up with an idea. Your job's as fun as you make it.
Yeah,
And then
that's true.
you get your magic pencil out, you draw it, or whatever, and then you say to the client, "Look at that picture. How about we do that?" And then the client said, "Okay, here's some money." Next thing you know,
Then you go, what did I just draw? And how much money have they given me?
I just promised I could deliver a pizza on a jetpack.
It's just not a normal life. It's not a normal life.
It's creative life, mate.
Love it.
Like you dream. Like
Yeah, it's like he just makes it up. It's all in his head.
But this is what it is. It is in your head.
He's a walking Chris Nolan movie.
This is
Right,
creative
it's just all
director.
this stuff going on. Like,
Creative director world. You have to pluck an idea out of your head and give it to someone, and then it becomes real.
how do you earn money? It's just insane.
Yeah, it's weird. I do worry sometimes about will I ever have another idea?
Oh, let's not start the existential crisis.
Will I ever have another idea? It's really, when you're sat there with a blank piece of paper and the brief and you're like, how do I actually even have an idea? You don't know. There's no methodology for it. You just hope that the universe answers.
Because you're so amazing.
Yeah, and the universe answers sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
And then you have to, then you panic.
And that's what I was thinking. What have you been doing this week? I've been unemployed for 7 months. Oh, God.
You are listening to Are You Creative podcast about Essex and creative stuff in Essex, creative in Essex and around Essex. I am Nick Hearn and I am a creative director, so-called creative expert. I am a creative expert. I do lots of ideas and stuff. And I'm here with my co-host, not Sangeeta, my co-host, Adelle.
Barker.
Barker!
Did I have to do that? Did I have to?
No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to.
I could have just said Adele Barker.
I didn't-
Or
it
just
needed
said
the vibrato.
Yeah, I
did, didn't
I
you?
didn't say Mariah. I said Adele.
Yeah, but if you just said Adele, some people would expect Adele. the
Adele
singer.
Barker. And you're pretty creative as well. Normally, normally we have Sangeeta here who's just a noob. She
Love that.
she knows nothing. She's enough. She knows nothing about nothing creative. You're actually pretty creative, like Adele's ex-podcaster, trans influencer, rice smuggler. What else?
You keep going back to that, don't you? You love that.
Loves smuggling bags of rice. What
My
else?
tits. Yeah, no. Best of us not been aware of that one.
We'll circle back to that. Though.
Movie reviewer, game reviewer, all round not listening
I have
person.
turned into a bit of a kind of influencer, and I don't know why or how.
I love it. It's because you're awesome.
You said it with such a sneer on your face. I'm an influencer.
Influence is a dirty word.
I did an event recently where one of the drag race, Cheddar Gorgeous was there. Even though Cheddar
Amazing name.
Race, and she was there and she was talking to me and she was talking about like influence and stuff. She sort of, what, are you an influencer or anything? And I sort of went, yeah. She went, what's your platform? Because we were talking about like meta stuff and all that. and I was like, OnlyFans? No, it wasn't OnlyFans. I was like, yeah. I was like,
is that where the bags of rice come in?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's Uncle Ben's sponsorship for OnlyFans.
That's why they went into administration. No, and I said,
that's
like,
Matty Patty.
But it always stick with me because I told her, I said, well, no, I'm kind of a LinkedIn influencer.
Oh, well, that's the dirtiest one possible.
Her face, she just went, love that journey for you. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I'll take that one. Yeah. So yeah, I'm like a LinkedIn influencer. So I'm like an influencer of the business world.
Amazing. So that, creativity takes all forms.
Do you know what?
Some people's journey will lead to LinkedIn.
I'm going to let a secret out. Right? I think the reason I'm probably an influencer on LinkedIn is because businesses want inclusivity and diversity, that they just type in trans on LinkedIn and I pop up.
Hashtag trans.
Yeah, hashtag trans. And they go, oh, quickly talk to her, get her to speak about something. And I'm like, I don't know how to be trans. And I do all that stuff and the people love it.
It's amazing, but also you're very engaging and funny. So people like that as well.
Thank you very much. And you said it was such sincerity.
Hashtag trans. And we have another amazing...
I don't know how to be trans. I do apologise for cutting you off.
Sorry, correcting me.
I've just lost it now. I did so well.
You hashtag shamed me. you hash-splained me. Transplained me.
Transplained
you. Transplained my hashtags.
I did.
We've got another amazing guest with us who is called...
Bethan Briggs-Miller.
It's a really nice name, isn't it? It sounds good when you say it.
Say it again.
It's like a fill-in.
Bethan Briggs-Miller.
Exactly. And can I just check? Because I don't think you're originally from Essex, are you?
I'm not. No, I'm a usurper.
You've crossed the border.
An outlander.
You're an outlander. You crossed the border to come to Essex from Wales.
That's it.
But now you are a resident of Colchester, which means you qualify for the podcast.
Yes, I think I'm nearly reaching, like, I've lived in Essex nearly as long as I lived in Wales, so I'm...
Well, there we go. We're very glad to have you. You're officially Essex. We've stamped your passport.
Thank you.
Can't leave now.
Throw up your swords. Throw up your swords. You've got our C axes. Got our triple C axes.
You can't see the hands. Like, it's a podcast, so you can't see the amazing like gangster.
You can see podcasts when there's cameras. Essex. Yeah, exactly. Essex.
That actually is the sign language for Essex.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What, swords?
Swords, so you got to go like a rainbow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so sick. But you also have to say Essex, right? Because a lot of sign languages the things are the same, but you differentiate with your mouth, right?
Yes.
Do you know BSL?
I do. Oh.
I just did milk just to be random. Let's milk. But it looks cool, doesn't it? It looks like milk.
That's not how you milk, though.
That's how you milk.
No.
That is how you milk, isn't it?
If you go to a cow and go,
what are you doing? I don't know.
If you're listening audio in the milk kind of looks like a sort of thing that the Fonz would do. Hang loose, dude. Yeah,
just
looks quite surfy.
Titillating the udders, not
exactly. It's a full udder, full of adoration. Anyway, Bethan Briggs-Miller. Bethan Briggs-Miller.
Yes. Hello.
Are you creative?
Yes.
What a shock! You're on the right podcast. So what we do now is my amazing co-host here, Adelle, will guess what you do in the creative sphere.
Ooh.
Again, so this is only my second time of doing this. Okay, and I got it right, kind of, on the last time. This time, I'm now going to think really outside the box.
Yes.
Okay, because I have to judge you. Just by looking at you, because I don't know anything about
Let's describe Bethan. Let's bring Bethan alive for our listeners.
So I got it. So you are wearing awesome trainers, shoes, which have got some kind of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Like,
you want to see them, don't you?
I can't believe you didn't start at the blue hair.
I'm going up to the blue hair.
What was the defining feature?
Start at the bottom and work your
way
up.
Start at the bottom, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Right.
The jeans you're wearing have got the moths or butterflies?
Death head moths.
Oh, yeah.
I
spooky.
can hate moths.
Yeah.
Scared of them.
They are pretty creepy.
They're horrible.
Hence, I've got them on my thigh.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
You have some kind of like moon stuff?
Or mystical. A mystical cardigan with some moon.
I've got
That's okay. And then Bethan's got this amazing blue
lovely hair. Yeah.
Amazing blue hair. Sometimes it's galactic, but today it's blue.
And she's rocking the red lips as well.
Yeah, exactly. Looking like an absolute legend. So, Adele, what does Bethan do?
Bethan.
Who would live in a body like this?
Bethan hosts a podcast.
Yes.
About
Yes.
something to do with witches.
What? You're in her mind. Guess what?
Witch.
Am I right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, you're pretty much 98.7321% right.
It's me.
Come on, Bethan, let's have a look at your t-shirt.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're going to see Bethan's t-shirt now. It's going to reveal that her podcast is called
Eerie Essex.
Eerie Essex. And actually, this t-shirt with the Eerie Essex logo has the sea axe, the Essex sword. It's got 2 brooms crossed. It's got a UFO. It's got a dragon. It's got a high heel. That's for witches.
White stiletto.
Is that a white stiletto? I love it. But to ward off witches, they used to put a shoe in the chimney.
Of course I know this. This is my wheelhouse.
And I know it's your wheelhouse,
And
but I'm
mummified
saying
cats.
this was a rhetorical question.
Oh, sorry, yes.
They used to put a mummified cat or a shoe in the. Why would they do that?
It's called, well, this is one of my favourite words, apotropaic magic.
Potropaic.
Apotropaic.
How do you spell potropaic?
God, I don't know.
Come on.
A-P-R...
Oh, apotral. It's not apotral.
Apotropaic.
Yeah.
Paic.
And this is like the same as like they would bury a jar with nails in it under the
jar
way
full of piss with nails in it.
Yeah.
A witch's bottle, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is all to keep spirits out of houses, is it?
It's to sort of like keep the balance and keep the evil outside and the good in and not let them cross. So it's shoes in the wall, cats in the wall, mainly because it was believed in graveyards mainly, but also in houses, that the first creature or person to die on that property would be the person that would then haunt and become the guardian.
Oh.
So rather than get a human being trapped on this earth, that's why you find dogs buried under bridges.
Okay, now this is amazing, right? Sorry, we're going fast here because my wife is Dutch, right? Ooh. And she says ghosts are silly, right? Because she says ghosts are
silly ghosts.
Yeah, she says
silly
she
ghosts.
says what is up with the British people and their obsession with ghosts? In Holland, we don't have any obsession with ghosts. And she says, why do you never see a ghost dinosaur? And now I can say to her, you never see a ghost dinosaur because a dinosaur never built a house and died in a house, right?
And
So,
Nessie,
do ghosts only come from houses?
no.
What?
They're everywhere.
Oh, okay. So we should have ghost dinosaurs then.
Nessie, I do believe Nessie is a ghost dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Think about it.
Oh,
I'm not disagreeing. Can we go back to the fact that I guessed what she did?
That
Oh,
is
okay,
pretty
all right.
impressive.
Can you give me a little bit of credit?
Shall we have a parade?
Please.
Adele, did you use some sort of psychic magic for this?
No, do you know what? I just saw something. I don't know.
Did you?
I like that, though.
Did
I
you
like
see?
that it's obvious.
Did you see Bethan's broomstick parked outside?
You calling her a witch?
No.
I didn't know. I don't know. It just felt like you give that vibe. I mean, that's good.
That's a good
Yeah.
vibe.
It's a good vibe.
And Eerie Essex is such a good podcast. And actually, I've been listening to Eerie Essex much longer than we started this podcast. I started this podcast. In fact, you were one of the people that inspired me to start a podcast.
He started by fanboying.
Yeah.
Love that.
Because I really, really love Eerie Essex. It's funny and it's interesting. And I like it because it's niche, because you're talking about places in Colchester and Chelmsford that I know. And like, you find all these fascinating stories.
Yeah.
I loved old Roughy on the last one. It was, it was like some poltergeist that was smashing glasses in a pub in Great Waltham.
Yes.
Oh, I live in Great Waltham. Oh, hang on, I'm giving too much information.
Yeah, so basically, this is amazing because Adele might live near Great Waltham, and you had in your podcast, you were talking all about the pub there. I can't remember if it's called the Rising Sun or something.
Yes, I think that was it. Ailsa's story.
Yeah. And they were talking about.
I'll send you the deeds.
There was a poltergeist there called Old Roughy.
Oh, Roughy.
That would knock glasses over and smash things and basically get really annoyed if Old Roughy was getting annoyed if it didn't get attention.
Yeah, like a spoilt child.
Yeah. And also, this is the awesome thing. There's a ghost cat there as well.
In Great Waltham?
In the same pub.
Same pub.
I can't remember. The cat had an awesome name as well.
Do you know what? It's like immediately when we've recorded, the information leaves my head.
The cat was called something like Mr. Tinkles, but I can't remember.
It was something like, Mr. Timmons or...
Yeah, something like... It was awesome, but there's a ghost cat. and a poltergeist in your local boozer.
In the local church in the graveyard, there was a cat that used to live in the graveyard.
Yeah,
What, a live cat?
Yeah, it's dead now. Died about 2 days.
Yes, a
2 weeks
skeleton.
ago.
2 days ago.
Died about 2 hours ago. Just check.
Right, this is going to freak you out. Inside every cat, there's a skeleton cat
No.
waiting to come out. Yeah, so there's a skeleton cat now in your graveyard.
No. The cat died.
Yeah,
and they took it away. It's not just dead on the floor, and we walk past.
It sounds like you need to say
now.
it's
There's a
dead, and I
skeleton
should
cat.
know.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened to the cat then?
I don't know. Died of old age.
Yeah, but where have they put it?
Oh, I just feel that the spirit's still there.
Yeah, but you know they could put that in the chimney of the pub to keep out.
Well, I think someone
witches.
kind
Keep
of
stuff
owned
it in
the
there.
cat.
Yeah.
Someone kind of owned the cat. So
Okay,
they
fair play.
And they put a message out on the group chat. Well, not group chat, sounds really dull. No, on the Facebook group chat. Sorry, the cat that everyone loves around the village is now dead.
All right.
Be on your way.
Yeah, exactly.
You about your
Was there
business.
was there anything mysterious about the cat's death? Was it paranormal?
I just realised it wasn't, but no, I thought because it's in a graveyard, I thought it wasn't like that. And because it probably is now
Is that so?
a spirit in the graveyard.
Bethan, how like say if you're looking at this rising sun pub and you're finding out about old Roughy and stuff, how do you even find like these stories, like these old stories about ghosts and stuff?
Well, you get a lot. I mean, what we do is we normally start with a theme. So we have either poltergeist, UFOs, cryptids, and then we go away and we sort of like pick what we want to do. So I'll say, Ailsa, I want to do Canuden. Don't do Canuden. And then we bring the stories to the table and
So you're like,
tell each other stories.
we're going to do UFOs and I'm going to do Canuden.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at Stansted Mount Fitchett.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you go away and you research it.
Yeah, and then you know full well, we just tell each other stories, but then we'll go to the paranormal database, which is online, and that's like a nice little sort of like little hints where you could find things. We've got, between us, we've got about 600 books on Essex and the paranormal, and then you've got the wonderful, wonderful British newspaper archive, and they loved a ghost story. In the old newspapers.
So when you started doing it, did you sort of just have to make it up and work out how to do this yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had to research how to do researching. You keep finding all these amazing places to find info from.
I mean,
research how to research.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And we started out, it was during lockdown, we started out listening to podcasts and just being like, this is amazing. This is keeping us sane. And then we discovered Weird Norfolk, who are now the Norfolk Folklore Society. And they did Norfolk, a little bit of Cambridge, a little bit of Suffolk. And I emailed them and
Get your
said,
hands off Essex.
well, I said, can't you do Essex? I was like, please, can you come a bit further south? We'd love these stories. And they went, and not nastily, they went, well, why don't you do it?
Yes.
And I went, why don't I?
Yeah.
What I love, when you see like a map of folklore in Britain, right? Some places are awesome, aren't they? They've got really good stuff. I love East Anglia. Black Shuck is just so awesome.
Yeah.
Right? I love Black Shuck. I'm a big Black Shuck fan. And I think we can count Black Shuck as Essex as well as like Suffolk.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
It's like Black Shuck's East Anglian, right?
Absolutely.
It's so sick. And you see other places like, oh, they've got like a creepy twin or something like that. And it's like, or like a castle.
They do, though. You've got the Bargust up north. You've got the Cumanoon in Wales. I mean, he gets about, just got different names.
But the Black Shuck's the awesomest.
Shuck is the awesomest.
Shuck is the coolest.
Yes.
He's got his song by the
He
dark.
comes with lightning.
Yeah, it comes with lightning. He's got a song by the darkness.
Yes.
About him. Just generally awesome.
He is.
So
you could go, oh, shucks.
What is Black Shuck?
Black Shuck is part cryptid, part entity. It's this massive black hound with blazing red eyes that is an omen of death or a protector of travellers. It can be good, it can be bad. It arrives in a whole host of storm and lightning and thunder and can kill and protect. You don't know what you're going to get. Is it going to be the good Shuck? Is it going to be the bad Shuck?
Oh, good. What? Are the eyes different colours? Is it like green for good?
Green for good. I think they're always red, but there are accounts of it being white as well. But I don't know.
So people would see Black Shuck in the hedgerows, and it would be like an omen of bad things happening, would it, or something? I don't know.
It would, but personally, I think it's being confused with something called the Grim.
Yeah. Oh, I love the Grim.
The Grim. So the Grim is the same sort of dog, but that was that came about because you would bury a dog in a graveyard, just as I said, to stop a human being connected and being trapped on Earth. And it was always a very big dog, a black dog, and because it was in a graveyard, it was associated with death, and that was what would greet you when you died. And then you've got Shuck, who everywhere else is a protector of travellers and the vulnerable.
Okay, so he's like a mate.
He's a mate.
He's like Benji or like Lassie or something like that.
Yeah, like Lassie.
But just like a really scary version with
a
red
really
eyes.
scary Lassie.
Really
yeah.
scary Lassie. He's just
Gothic Lassie.
oh, it's right. He's just helping me home.
Jesus Christ.
That's my black. Yeah, obviously black
That
Shuck.
was not odd.
That sounds more of it.
That was like the devil from Tenacious D tribute. You know.
Little angels.
Exactly.
I have a question. Can I ask a question? Or is it not allowed?
It is allowed if it's about Black Shuck.
Well, no, I don't have a question about Black Shark. I have another question.
Yeah, go on.
I have a question. So, when somebody... That was a really long pause. I do apologise. I don't know why I paused so long.
We'll just fill it with some mystical music.
Yeah. So when someone tells you a story
Yes.
about a paranormal thing that they've experienced, how can you determine whether they are just talking absolute nonsense or it's something true? Can I use an example of mine and then you
Please.
tell me whether you think I'm just being absolutely
No, go for it.
silly? So I once stayed in a place in Hertfordshire. Don't know where, I can't remember whereabouts it was. And we stayed in this hotel. And I had a look online and they said this hotel was haunted.
Yes.
Right? And I was like, oh, it's a haunted
Pay
hotel.
extra money for that room.
Yeah, and they said, and I didn't really, and we got told it was a haunted hotel. All right, we went and stayed in it. Didn't we? Went in and stayed in this room, and I was absolutely fine. I ended up waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it felt like
3 a.m.
Felt like It felt like somebody was sitting on my chest,
Oh, no.
and I couldn't breathe, and I woke up going like that. Me being the lazy bitch I am, just went back to sleep.
What? You're like,
Right?
oh, it's just a hag.
But I thought about it, and then the next day I said, I don't really feel feeling about 3 in the morning that someone was like on top of me or sitting on trying to choke me, and someone said, "Yeah, this is a haunted hotel. What room was you in?" I was like, "I don't know, number 13." Or not 13. That sounds really. But
That's just too coincidental.
no, I think it was like number 4 or something, or whatever. But I remember, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's the." And I googled it,
Wow.
and there was a story about somebody that felt like they were being choked to death and then run out of the room. So I'm thinking, I've had a paranormal experience, and I treated it like it
I love
was
this. Did
an annoyance.
you get?
That happens a lot, though.
Yeah.
You'll find that
Okay.
people like experience something, and then it's only like 2 minutes later they're like, "Oh, shut
Too late to get the too late to get the PK meter out.
Yes.
To check.
Yeah. So if someone told you that story, what would you do?
Well, normally, I mean, any story, even if we think, oh, that's probably can be explained, it's still a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing we do champion is storytelling and oral history. And the old days where you used to sit around the fire and tell a story, it didn't matter if it was true or not, it brought you together.
Yeah.
That's why we started doing the podcast. So we wouldn't at all think it was silly. We'd either think, oh, that's a really interesting natural explanation. So I'm normally the believer, but I've become a bit more skeptical and try to think what it could be a little bit more as we've gone on. And Ailsa, who was a staunch skeptic, has now become a bit more of a believer. We've sort of switched parts. So if I hear the story that you're saying now with the pressure on your chest, waking up at midnight, I mean, already the hotel has primed you. It's you're going into this place knowing it's haunted. So maybe even though you weren't perhaps scared, you went to sleep maybe just a little less deeper than normal because you were looking around. Just it could be something as slight as that.
And cheese.
Could be
I did have cheese.
Did you have cheese?
And I had a few drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not your bedroom. You can never
It was
sleep
quite
well.
creaky as well.
Well, all these things add to not a good sleeping experience.
Heavier duvet than usual.
That sounds quite nice, actually.
Weighted blanket.
Weighted blanket.
Yeah.
But there is a phenomenon called sleep paralysis. Yeah. So it's where when you fall asleep, your body turns off its motor functions. Ghost!
Oh my God. Listeners, Adam Whittaker, the studio goblin, just
I just
dropped
peed
something.
a little bit. I'm so invested in that story.
Yeah, we were grips then.
Yeah.
I shall
Yeah.
regrip.
Okay. Adam, next time can you just drag some chains around or something as well, make it more creepy. Creaky door. All right. So yeah.
So motor functions. So in order, like if you're dreaming that you're running through a forest or you're swimming, rather than like your body then reacting to it, there's a little switch in your head that turns off your motor function so you don't hurt yourself
You're not
during
running
sleep.
around. Not like a dog that does that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very much like that.
So your brain puts your body in neutral.
Yes, you're going into neutral.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes you can wake before your body turns itself back on.
What?
So you're lying there and you can't move a thing. It can be very frightening. I've only ever come across it once and experienced it. I actually got overexcited that I was feeling it and woke myself up out of it. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But one thing, because your brain is still half dreaming,
Yeah.
you can see things from your dream as if they're in real life. So have you ever heard of the Hat Man?
No?
I don't want to now. You just said that. The way you just
No,
said that.
Are we going to be able to sleep tonight if we hear about the Hat Man?
Perhaps not, but here we go.
She doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care. As long as Adam's not dragging chains around outside my house. I've been
What if it's Adam at the bottom of your bed?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. He just comes and goes.
Well, a common thing that goes with sleep paralysis is a sleep paralysis demon, it's called. So it goes back to your primitive primal brain thinking, I can't move and I'm in a really vulnerable position. What's the worst thing that can happen? Something that means you harm.
Yeah.
So your brain is already thinking, I need to protect myself. I need to be wary. And a lot of the time your dream brain will create the thing in the waking vision.
Yeah.
And you can't move, which is bloody
So
terrifying.
it's a demon.
Yeah, which is, and you see those old paintings where someone has something sitting on their
Yeah.
chest, a demon, a nightmare, an actual horse with glowing eyes, and they can't move.
Oh, a horse with eyes. That's why it's called a nightmare. Yeah. What?
I'll show you the painting after. It's
It's
called
actually-
The
oh my
Nightmare.
God. It's actually a horse with glowing eyes.
Yeah.
It's not a human with a horse's head.
No.
It's a full horse.
It's a horse,
What? It's just in your room.
of course. A horse,
did-
of course.
What?
Hang on. Did I just piece that together?
Yeah,
You just said.
I never heard that
A
before.
mare,
Nightmare.
a mare is in a horse, and a night because it's night. Hence the term nightmare.
Does anyone have night stallions?
That's for your only fans.
Night ponies.
Night stallions.
A night Shetland pony,
New
like
erotic novel
an
from Nick
unemotional,
Hearn.
an emotional unsupport Shetland pony, night Shetland pony that comes just to freak you out. How about that? We could do that. Why has there not been a film about this horse, this nightmare? I love him.
Well, you've just been saying you're a creative director. Get on it.
The only way
out.
to guard yourself from the nightmare is to put sugar cubes around your bed
Yes.
before you go to sleep.
Just go to sleep with a carrot in your hand.
When you wake up. No.
Do you know what? Sometimes you'll hear a knock at your door, like, and it's the nightmare counting. Yeah.
Click clock,
Oh
click
my.
clock.
Oh, I didn't tell you a bit about the story though.
Oh, yeah.
There's more.
When I was in that room, because now
Was
you're
there
saying
hay?
it,
Was there hay left on
now
the floor?
I'm trying to think back. So I think, well, do you know what? When I woke up, my TV was still on and Hollyoaks was on.
There's your nightmare.
late night Hollyoaks on the bus. So maybe that's what made it scarier, right? Because I was like,
Absolutely.
turn it off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can I tell you my ghost story?
Yes.
It's quite similar, actually.
Oh.
I lived in a
Hollyoaks.
Was you sitting on my chest?
Yeah, it was.
We've
Was-
not had this discussion.
Was there any white beard hair left? No, it's really weird. I used to live in this house in Stoke Newington in London, and it didn't actually have an address, which was really weird. It was a house where a house wasn't supposed to be, and it was called the Old Bakery,
Oh.
and it was really weird. It was just kind of like it was in a liminal area.
So it wasn't in a street. It was just like
No,
in a
it was
field.
behind some. No, it was behind some houses. It was tucked in behind some houses.
I'm going to put a guess. It probably was an old bakery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one would.
Yeah. Anyway,
One would put
believe.
that together.
But it
Look,
was,
you know I'm
yeah,
good at guessing.
Exactly.
Yes, you are.
So,
It was a space where it was a space in between houses where there wasn't supposed to be a house, so we could never get anything posted there because it was an unrecognised address. It was
Liminal
weird.
space.
Liminal space. But I was in the downstairs room and we had this cat called Mogwai, best cat ever.
Oh.
great name.
And when Mogwai would come into my room, Mogwai would always look at the door frame
Oh, yeah.
like just suddenly have like this weird like look up, and then everyone that came in our house, they'd kind of go past the door and they'd be a bit like there was something about it.
Was that door always there? Or
I
was
don't
it-
know, but then this was my bedroom. I woke up one night and I was like wide awake and I couldn't move. Same thing, sleep paralysis. But I could feel someone like touching all around my bed. I could feel my bed depressing and stuff, and
I've had that.
and breathing near me and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to be like defenseless and not be able to move. Anyway, it freaked me out so much. And then every time I was on my computer, I'd like just look around like someone had come in the room and there was no one there. So I was freaked out, and I was like, all right, well, as soon as another room comes available in the house, I'm going to move out of here because this room is weird. And then my friend Ange moved into the room after me. And about 2 weeks afterwards, she's just like, I had the weirdest thing last night where I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't move and I was wide awake and I could feel someone like pressing around a bed, and I'd never mentioned it to her.
I mean, sleep paralysis is the
yeah.
mechanics of it. I'm not saying that you go into a state where you're more susceptible to seeing the other world. I'm not saying it's not paranormal.
Down.
Yeah, you're seeing the upside down.
So, Bethan, if you found out about something like that, could you go and investigate it? Would you stay in the haunted hotel room to investigate it?
Absolutely.
Would you go to the old bakery and, like a bit like Ghostbusters and have a look around and think like...
I mean, I'm not the one that goes out with all the equipment. I'm Giles to Buffy. I stay and do the research.
You'd get the maps out. You'd look at the things and say, oh, there's a site of an old ancient Native American graveyard here.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Essex, for some reason.
Yeah. In Essex. I don't know why there is one, but there is. No,
it's in Great Waltham.
Yeah. There's a Saxon burial site here.
I don't say it quite as sultry, but yes.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
Saxon burial. Yeah.
Saxon burial site. There's a big plague pit near Moorgate in London.
So many plague pits.
But
You can't move.
It was a mega one. It was the mega one. Was
Yeah.
near Moorgate in London. My dad used to play rugby there, and he said like if you ever cut yourself, you'd really have to emergency go to hospital because they were so worried about it being contaminated.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is like from 1066.
I lived on a plague pit.
Really?
In Colchester, yeah.
One-upmanship, all right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I used to. No.
Yeah, I used to live on Pudding Lane in 1066.
I used to live in 221B Baker Street, but I don't go on about it.
I used to live in the Upside Down.
Where was this plague pit?
Opposite Aldi on Magdalen Street.
Really?
Yeah.
In Colchester?
Yeah.
How many plaguey bodies were there?
Oh, loads.
Was there a lot of plague in Colchester?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they got plague ghosts.
Such a punch down.
You got plague doctor ghosts.
Really?
You know, the ones with the
What, with the
crow
honky
face.
nose, the big
Oh,
nose?
yeah. Yeah.
They're creepy.
Really?
Not that I've seen it. I said that to you like I've seen it, but no, I know,
You know
what
what
you
I mean.
Where,
That's scary.
Where's that been spotted?
Oh, several places, sort of in a circle around Colchester. So it had been, a lot of the plague doctors would have been the clergy who saw it as their mission to risk the plague by going and helping people. So
It's okay, they were defended by a nosegay.
Oh, yeah, they did. They had a little pouch.
They had a little nosegay.
pouch in their nose.
Little flowers in
Not that it did much.
because the miasma, it was the bad smells, wasn't it, that spreaded the plague, not the... So if you had a nice smell in your nose, you were all right.
You were fine.
Idiots. Do you think, because those plague masks are a bit like a horse's head, could there be... What would you rather wake up to, a plague doctor or a horse? Ghost.
Plague doctor.
Really? I'd rather a ghost horse.
We'll test it out.
Do you think, would you rather fight 100?
Would you rather?
But 100 plague doctors or...
What about a plague doctor riding a nightmare?
Oh my God.
No, yeah.
That's good.
That's a painting.
The 4 plague doctors of the apocalypse.
Ooh.
I love those Victorian paintings though. They're very like opium induced, aren't they? I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the artist that did the very first like night terror painting in like the 1790s.
I don't know, but they had a lot of laudanum or something.
It was I think it was like, above some houses not leaving that's painting of my hand, oil painting.
So here's the thing, right? Like, we're talking about history here, right? And the history of like what you were just saying, all these paintings of these demons and stuff. Now we are now seeing them through history, so we're kind of like we're creating a image of all this based on history. You go back to the days where they didn't have all that. Where the hell did all that come from?
That's a really interesting question, actually, and one we've been looking at. Yeah, very good, very good.
Well done, Adelle. We'll give you put another star on your badge.
Free for free on this, I'll tell you. Yeah.
You'll see like the same sort of stories. Like, say there was there's a village outside of Colchester, and if I was to tell you all the things that happened on this particular night, depending on when you would assign it to something different, maybe. So basically,
What's the village?
I won't tell you yet. Hang on, hold your horses.
Nah.
What?
Sorry.
So they woke up.
I've got a pentagram of sugar cubes around me, so I'm safe tonight.
We got a carrot shoved somewhere.
OnlyFans again.
Very niche OnlyFans.
Well,
It's rule.
Carry on.
It's rule 43 or 34 of the internet. I can't remember what rule it is. If you can think of it, there is a porn of it. Go. Let's talk about this village.
So they woke up and found things in their kitchen had been stacked. They had cattle and all sorts of animals that moved fields. Mm-hmm. No one saw them move.
Yeah.
It's just the cows are on the opposite side of the valley and the sheep are over there.
Okay.
There was a building site and scaffolders found all their poles in these geometric shapes.
Oh yeah.
wow.
So
That's exciting.
Thinking of Hollywood, and if I was to say that's happening in that film, what would the film be about?
Aliens?
Yeah.
UFOs.
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 Yeah.
Or
UFOs.
UAPs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Well, no.
It does sound quite UFO-y.
It does, but they put it down to a witch.
Yeah.
Because but a few days previous to that happening, there was this stone that was on the side of the main road, and the road was very narrow. And because they were building, it was during the Second World War, they were building a barracks down the way. They had to widen the road in order to get the big heavy vehicles, the tanks, what have you, through the village. And the villagers were like, you can't move that stone.
Yeah.
A witch is buried under there.
Oh.
Now, when I say witch, I mean an accused woman who was brutally murdered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get back onto that now.
We know, sister.
Oh,
you tell
my
us.
God.
But
Simpkins. He's got so much to answer to, hasn't he?
Hopkins?
Hopkins. He was like Andrew Tate of his day. He's such a knob.
Yes, he was the Andrew Tate of his day.
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Absolute total bellend, I will say. On record, Hopkins. Bellend.
I'd have to say, because the podcast did, and not yours, a different podcast did say those Eerie Essex girls hate Anthony Hopkins.
What?
Yeah, no, but no. I tagged him in.
Yeah.
I was like, no, we've got no beef with Anthony. Matthew Hopkins.
Welsh look after their own, don't they?
do.
Matthew Hopkins, Bellend, buried a witch under a stone.
Yes,
They've moved the stone.
they moved the stone, and all manner of crap erupted. Like there was like poltergeist activity in the pub. People were all waking up at
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
What?
to weird noises, terrible nightmares, and it's attributed to this stone being moved. And it got to the point where it was so bad they actually had some priests, lots of different priests and preachers from different religions. They were that like, we need to get all bases covered.
We
All
don't
of
know
them.
what religion,
Yeah.
but one of them's got to fix this.
One of them.
Get me an imam.
And they did this whole ceremony where they put the stone back,
Yeah.
and it did all stop. Now,
Sounds like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
it does sound like the end of the Raiders of the Lost Ark. But aliens, you would think that, I mean, if that happened now, you'd think aliens.
Yeah, big time. Well, a whole fleet of UFOs, because if you're going to move all the cows,
If you're going to move all the
It would
cows
be
along
either
here,
aliens or it'd be Matthew McConaughey from Interstellar going back in time for a wormhole.
possibly. I've never seen it. You've just given it away. I'm joking.
yeah.
Realise that because I'm such a movie fan. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so and then it was all okay. And what was the name of this village?
This is Scrap Faggot Green.
Where's that?
It's just north. I know.
So childish.
Oh, there's some awful
Do you
names.
think,
No, that's
do you
not.
think Fingering Hoe's a funny name as well?
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
do.
Someone came into. Oh, this is another thing I do. I'm one of the directors of the East Anglian Folklore Centre in Colchester, and we had someone come in today, and she told me the best thing ever. There's where is it now? Coggeshall.
Mm-hmm.
There's a road that's been renamed since, but it was a road that was every single house was pretty much a brothel.
Yeah.
Back in day in medieval times.
In Coggeshall? Yeah, okay.
And it used to have a different name.
Go on.
I can't say it on here.
Can you?
You're going to have to bleep it out.
Yeah, no, I will bleep it out anyway, because I'll bleep out some swear words that I said. So go on.
Groping Lane.
What? That's so cool. In Coggeshall?
Wow.
Is it on some maps?
Bleep it out and then just keep this reaction in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine putting that in your Amazon order.
I'm going to bleep out. I'm going to bleep out the whole podcast. Literally the whole podcast, but there'll just be one bit where Bethan just says, "No."
Love it. Love it.
That's so when you get these old maps and you're looking at things and you find like these amazing
Burnt
names.
Dick Hill.
Yeah.
Turkey Cock Lane.
Yeah, brilliant. You find these, are you just like, oh my God, Ailsa, look at this, it's amazing.
Yeah, and we're outdone a bit. It's not in Essex. It's just out.
I don't want to hear
inside
about it. When I don't want to
You
hear
don't
about
want to
it.
hear
then.
about Scratching Fanny of Cock Lane.
So you're making this up.
No, I'm not.
This isn't real. Am I?
All right,
Is it
hang
3
on.
a.m.? Am I dreaming?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm in a fever dream actually.
You wake up with me on your chest going,
So Bethan, let me get
Watching
back.
Hollyoaks.
yeah.
I love like this your origin story. You know, like you've made this podcast out of
The
nothing.
Marvel origin story.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, Eerie Norfolk, what was it called?
Weird Norfolk.
Weird Norfolk have just basically tasked you and said, look, we're not going to do Essex. You're going to do Essex. You're going to start doing your research and stuff. How did you learn about like podcasting and things like that? You'd never done this before.
No, we good old Google.
Yeah. So you literally Googled, how does one do a podcasting?
Yeah, we actually emailed and messaged some of our favorite podcasters and said we're doing this,
Yeah.
but we don't want to like spend loads of money. I mean, I can see you've got a Rode microphone, and we have that too. It's very good. It's good, middle of the road. It's not
Don't
like
say middle of the road here. High end.
sorry, high end.
Yeah.
No, but
Really expensive.
But there are some. I mean,
By the way,
we don't know.
the road's a brand. It's not like a road microphone to use on
But
the
I think
road.
it's sponsored. Rode microphones sponsoring.
Yeah, and the O is crossed out. It's like rude. Rude. I don't know. Is it like? I don't know what that name is. It's like
I
Norwegian.
thought you did that for like a
Rude.
Ghostbusters sign.
Yeah, no, it's rude. Okay,
Rude.
so you got the rude microphone.
With the Rode microphones. And
Did you buy them straight away before you even started podcasting?
No,
Did
that
you
was-
want to try it out and see if you could do it?
No, we literally just used the microphones on our laptops for the
Yeah.
first 3 episodes, and then everybody was like, "What should we get you for Christmas?" And it was like, "I tell you what, with a Rode."
Yeah, a rude
Rude.
microphone.
And that's why we asked all the other podcasters. We're like, "Oh, we could so easily get fleeced here," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you need this and this and this." You actually, to make a good podcast, you just need to have the waffle.
Yes,
Oh,
the
definitely.
waffle.
The waffle makes it.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
So, I've listened to podcasts where it feels like you're listening to it through a tin can, but I can't get enough of it. I'm like, this is brilliant. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, we started by just talking, chatting, and we were quite nervous at the beginning.
I noticed. Did you like over prepare the first few episodes? Really, really
Majorly over.
and then you sort of realised after a while, oh actually, do you know what? If we've got a few notes, we can get you can get a nice flow going.
Yeah, rather than a script, have bullet points.
Yeah. So is that one of your main? So if you were advising anyone to start a podcast, because it's really interesting, because I started this because I spoke to you.
Yeah.
What would your tips be? Because I love it that you're really specific about this. Is about Essex. It's about eerie things that are going on. It's basically paranormal activity in Essex.
Yes, basically.
And it's brilliant. And you think like, surely there's not enough. Well, there is, because
Oh
we're
my
going to
God,
research and we're
yeah.
going to uncover it. Like we're doing with creativity in Essex.
Well, you're never going to stop there because there's always going to be creative people
I know
coming
there's
around.
new stuff coming, but
Yeah.
you'll probably find like new ghost stories and new things happening, new abductions.
No, we're literally
abduction,
I'm gonna have to hand it on to
Yeah.
my son one day.
Exactly.
There's yours now,
You
child.
can literally do 10 years on the dengue.
Actually, there's an exorcist story that is so bad. It happened in Colchester, and it won't be released from the public records until 2070. So there's a big one.
Why?
'Cause it was so horrific. And data protection and all that. So-
Let's talk about podcasting again.
Sorry,
And
yes.
let's go back to that because I want this to go on a tangent about exorcisms
Okay.
because I've got a story.
too.
So yeah, it's fine. Do you think it's like find a subject that you can do it about and that will be sort of narrow enough to be interesting?
Now, keep it specific. I think too general, and you're going to be there's too much competition then because there's quite a lot of general ones. But
Food.
food.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
don't find something that's niche
Yeah.
and that
And that you're
people
super
could-
interested in as well, I suppose, because you've got to have the
you've
passion.
got to be super interested in because that infectious like curiosity and like, whoa, I love talking about this. It won't come across if it's something you're faking.
Yeah. So
You can't really fake that sort of like.
So I'm going to start. I'm going to start a
nerdness.
tap water tasting podcast where I'm
Yeah?
tasting tap waters from around the world. Right?
Yeah,
Could be interesting, right?
yeah, it could
I
actually.
actually would
I actually would listen
that
to that
because I was listening to a friend the other day who lives in Scotland, and they were going on about how great their tap water is.
Well, actually, someone I know does a blog about is all it is, and it's amazing, he goes around every pub in Essex and he orders a lemonade and lime.
Yes.
And he will do an in-depth
rate it?
analysis of the lemonade and lime and give it.
This is where the neurodivergent people really succeed.
One of my friends did a survey of all the 12s in London in newsagents, how they were kept and what price they were at and what temperature they were.
I need to know this information.
Exactly. It was fun, but I think being specific, people love specificity.
Specificity.
Don't they?
They do.
So it's basically, think of a good subject that's going to be interesting to you and let you stand out a bit.
Yes.
And then internet, really good research, find out what mics you need, talk to other podcasters, because everyone's quite friendly.
It's not a gatekeeping community. That's what I found. Everybody cannot wait to chat about it with you.
Until you're in competition with people and you're like, I've started a food podcast. Can you help me? You do a food podcast. Don't do a food podcast.
This is true. Although, we came out and said we're going to be doing a paranormal, a folklore podcast. And we asked other folklore podcasters and they're like, this is amazing. More nerds.
Yes.
And we've all got a little WhatsApp group and we just send memes.
And how did you learn how to edit and stuff? Had you done audio production before?
No.
So what do you edit on?
Ourselves. Audacity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Classic.
That's how I learned.
Solid
That's how I
tool.
learned.
It does
Solid tool.
everything we need. And we pay a little bit of money and have story blocks where you get the music and things. And
because
I do another podcast.
You have great
as well.
sound design. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. You have great sound design.
You.
As well, but I love the Eerie Essex. You always it really sets the scene, and I feel like settling down. I listen to it on the train on the way to work. Right, you get the little spooky music, and I sort of settle in. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. So, but then after someone's edited it, you can just put it out, right? There's literally you could do a podcast and put it out an hour later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's platforms that you could upload it to, and then they will do the work for you.
Yeah.
So
they do the distribution.
They
They put it on Spotify. That's what we use because you said to me that you use Buzzsprout because I asked you, and I was like, okay, I'll just put one on Buzzsprout then. But you can use Acast and things like
There's
that. There's
loads of them, and they what's great is they give you the stats back. I mean, I love the fact that we've got someone in Timbuktu.
That's amazing.
Listening to Essex weirdness.
Well, what I love, my brother listens to this podcast he lives in Tokyo and he listens to it on his commute. And I love it when it pops up and it's like, listening to Japan. I'm like, oh, that's so nice thinking about my brother listening to it on his commute.
It's amazing, isn't it, when you see the list of places? It's like, why are you finding this interesting? Thank God you're finding this interesting.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. People actually emailing stories and things like that as well.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my God, that's amazing. It's so good.
I was in work, a couple of days ago, and I had to stop what I was doing because someone said, look what I recorded on my Ring doorbell. And I was like, sorry.
Sorry, gotta watch this.
Close shop.
and you've got your other podcast as well.
Yes.
Which it's kind of like an audio book, isn't it?
Yeah, that's more of an audio drama. It's Spectre of the Sea. It's storytelling with an overarching story.
Who wrote the story?
It's both me and my co-host Owen, who's got an amazing voice.
He has, hasn't he? He's really good. But the sound design, you got even more extra sound design on that. I love it.
I had real good fun with that.
It's really good, the way you hand over. You're a lot more Welsh on that one, I've got to say.
Yeah, because I'm talking to Owen, who's he sounds like Michael Sheen and Richard Burton had a child.
Oh, love that.
And
voice.
your Welshness comes out on that. I like it.
Does it really?
It works. Yeah. It works really well. It's obviously not an Essex one. That's
sort of what my accent was before, I think, and it's just sort of mellowed out now. I'm sad because I like my Welsh accent, but it is what it is.
And also with your Eerie Essex podcast, you did a live one. I think it was almost like episode 5 or something. It was really early on. You did it live.
3.
Was it episode 3 in Colchester Arts Centre?
Yes,
which is actually an absolutely awesome place for an Eerie podcast.
Yeah.
What was it like doing it live?
Terrifying because
it came across really well though.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? We had a lot of people laughing and engaging, but the microphone didn't pick them up. So it sounds like we're just talking to ourselves. But they were there. They were enjoying it.
And I was thinking it felt quite cute, thinking about the two of you on stage and then in this big church. That's amazing. How did that get picked up just after 2 episodes to do it live?
A friend who actually is now the person who I run the Folklore Centre with, she put on events where she tried to find neurodivergent artists and tried to showcase women's talents. And she said, you guys, I love your podcast.
Women?
You're women. You are neurosparkly. We need to get you on stage.
Neurospicy.
Neurospicy.
I don't, neurosparkly.
Neurosparkly.
I'm going to go with that one. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tinkle, tinkle.
Because it's also got a little mystical about it, isn't it?
I don't know why tinkle.
Tinkle, tinkle. I don't know what.
Twinkle, twinkle. That's what I meant.
I don't know what neurodivergence a tinkle, tinkle is, but.
I don't know, but we need to fix it.
Write it down for the OnlyFans.
You can't fix neurodivergence. You've got to just live with it and go with it.
No, we need to fix the tinkle, tinkle.
The tinkle, tinkle. Yeah, well, I don't know.
Pads.
I'll go and fix it, and then maybe I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
It's too much work.
So that's it's amazing that you've just done 2 podcasts just on your laptop mics.
Yeah.
And the next thing you're on Colchester Art Centre, which is like such an amazing stage with pro
amazing.
setup, pro sound,
Yeah.
live audience. We were like, has anyone listened to the podcast before?
Yeah, and they just went, huh?
But they sat there and they engaged
They
with
had no
it.
choice. Lock the doors.
Yeah, it was good because we did it this one live as well. And
When
Adelle was
was
my
that now?
co-host on that in the Essex Podcast Festival.
That was it.
And
good
it was
fun.
really fun. It actually felt quite easy because I think we'd done it before a while, and I was good mates with Adele anyway, so it felt like
Hello.
just felt super easy. It's just like having a chat with people listening. It's really weird. It's like being at a pub.
They're the
but
best
people are listening
podcasts
to you.
where people are chatting. I mean, like, there's so many memes where it's like, I'm just sat here with my friends and it's people just with their headphones on. And that's what it feels like. And I had someone say, I used to get really annoyed. Someone used to say to me, oh, but they're not your real friends, are they? They're your, and I'm going to do air quotes now, they're your podcast friends. So they're my friends.
You know PSL.
They know me better than anyone.
They're my friends.
But I think you can't just have a chat like you're at a pub because it gets boring. It has to be a bit of a structured chat.
Yeah. There's an element of structure to it, but that you also need that banter.
Imagine if you were at a pub and you could like put like incidental music in when you in your chat. Like I'm going to switch modes now to a mysterious story. Yeah, exactly.
And then
Right,
adverts.
who's going to change the mode now? We've got a funky fill in.
Yeah.
It's
Wait
joke
for that.
time.
I just need to do a paid advertisement.
Yeah, we're going to go and get a round.
for pork scratchings.
Yeah.
Bishop Nick's Dark Stout.
Oh yeah. By the way, it was Henry Fuseli who did the.
That's the one I'm talking about. See the horse? The
I know,
horse.
but what's amazing? I've seen this photo so many times, and I'd never seen the horse in it. I'd always looked at the demon on the chest, and I'd never seen that there's a horse poking through the curtain.
Very voyeuristic, isn't it?
It's really weird. What's going on here? The nightmare. I love how the nightmare's just not scary anymore. That is a pervert horse.
That's a really good drag name, the Nightmare.
The nightmare.
Yeah, all right.
Sort of like dark and very gothic.
With the black eyes.
Yeah. And a tail. And a mane.
Yeah. Okay.
A mane and a tail.
I've got
spinning. He will do all this editing.
Yeah.
So great.
I just did like Bobby McFerrin into the mic.
We have to edit so much guff out because I'll be like, I'll get a Sainsbury's order.
Yeah.
Turn up and I'm like, sorry, I've got to go get this. I kept one in the other day. Did you hear it? My dad was like, you on the low? And I was like, no. Are you sure? Yeah. I'm recording.
I'm recording a podcast from the loo.
Oh, you kids nowadays.
I thought that flushing was just a sound effect you put in afterwards.
Actually, no, the conversations on the loo could be a podcast.
Yeah.
Probably already one.
I don't know why I looked at, look, I thought I'd turn around and you'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
It's on OnlyFans.
It's on PooTube.
Oh, you lowered the tone.
So let's. I wanted to talk about the Essex Folklore Museum. Is it Essex Folklore Museum?
Essex Folklore Centre.
Essex Folk. I wanted to talk about the Essex Folklore Centre.
Yay.
What's going on? Is that new?
Well, we sort of started in October, and
So it is quite new.
it's quite new. Yeah, we
In
sort
the-
of started a bit
It's a
slowly.
new epoch.
A what?
Is it an epoch in time? It's a bit of time, isn't it? It's like in the
Yeah, it's a new epoch.
in the world of folklore and stuff. It's
like
a
a
blink
blip.
in the eye. Yeah.
Yeah. So we started off quite gentle. We just opened up with all the books we've put in there. We've got a reference library with everything we've ever owned that's slightly kooky in a book. We've got exhibition. We've got events. We do lectures. We've got a shop, and we have things from an apothecary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they smell so good.
Not in the Raven's Nest.
We've got raven. We've got bath bombs shaped like raven skulls.
Oh. So is this open all the time? Like, can people just come in?
Yeah. So
Where is it? In Wivenhoe?
no, it's in Colchester. So you know
What?
the Minories.
Yes.
We're upstairs.
Really?
Yeah,
I need to come
you do.
because I wanted to come to your Black Shuck night.
Oh, that was a really good night.
Yeah, I had a clash. I think I was recording this or something, but that's amazing. So you there full time, or like you're running it full time?
Between us, we're running it whenever the Minories is open.
Yeah.
I've still got a day job, my Bruce Wayne job, but my Batman job is the Folklore Centre.
Yes,
Batwoman. And are you selling Eerie Essex merch in there?
No, it's
Why
sort of
not?
separate.
Why not?
We've only got the merch online because we can't afford to just have it made, so it's sort of made to order a little bit.
Print on demand, right?
Print on demand, yeah. But I tell you what we have got coming up. Oh, okay. So on the 17th of May, we have got what I can only describe as a folk rave.
Oh yeah, very good.
At Colchester Castle in the chapel upstairs.
Oh, sick.
We've got Goblin Band, Lunar Tractors, Leech Book, all these bands playing, and it's going to be. We got the run of the castle till 10 o'clock.
What?
And then we're going across the road
Hang on,
to
Goblin rave in Colchester Castle.
Yeah.
This is the best thing I've ever heard.
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah.
Then we're going to leave the castle and go across the road. A nice little gathering of like weird geeks, and we're going to go to the Dragonfly Lounge, which is the new drag lounge that has opened in Colchester.
I've seen they do like poetry nights and things there, right? Yeah. Awesome.
Well, they're going to do like this a whole evening of. They're going to do an act based on folklore characters.
No way.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's gonna be amazing.
It's so good.
I need to get out. I don't do anything.
So how can we find out about this? What's it called?
Well, it's on the East Anglian Folklore Centre's webpage.
Yeah, but what's it called? You must have a really cool name for the event.
Well, I'm trying to come up with a really good pun.
Yeah.
So we have. I think it's going to be a series. So every few months we're going to do something at the castle. It's called the Castle Sessions.
Yeah.
But this one's got to have a really good. Well, you know, Eerie Essex. Every single title's a pun.
Exactly.
So, this is going to have a pun.
Brilliant, and it's going to be about raves and stuff.
Yeah, and castles or something.
All right, I love it. I'm not going to come up with one now. It's too late.
Keep me posted.
Yeah, I'll just edit one in later with a different microphone.
Oh, there you go.
And it's going to be me saying something absolutely amazing.
How about Dungeons and Bangers?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a really good one, Nick.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice
that's
one.
all right,
We'll use that one.
Well, actually, I'm a big fan of portcullises, so it just naturally led me there.
That'll work so well.
Exactly.
No one will know.
Yeah, so that's good. And does that raise money for the Folklore Centre?
By the time we've paid the bands and paid the castle, it'll raise some towards the rent for the place. I mean, at the minute, it is funded out of our own pockets.
Yeah.
Because there's this weird catch-22 where we went to say, can we have funding so we can open this? And they said, yeah, have you got a location? No. Do you have a building? No, we kind of need you to give us money so that we can get it. Yeah. And so we thought, right, well, the only way we're going to have to do this is just to put our money in, put our hands in our pockets. Yeah. And that's what we've done. So now we're desperately trying to get some funding to keep it going. Because at the minute we've got it till October.
I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about, apart from, have you ever seen a ghost?
Oh my God, yes.
You've seen a ghost?
I mean, I've told the story, I think, once on the podcast.
I know, but this is for our listeners.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I just forget they're there, aren't they? I'm just chatting to you.
On my podcast?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
no.
So guys, just stop listening to this one and go listen to all 35 episodes of Eerie Essex. Yeah. I mean, you should do it anyway, because it's very good.
Finish this off. Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, I grew up in a house that had loads of ghosts and one demonic presence.
What?
Yeah, it ended in an exorcism.
What?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Ended in an exorcism.
Yes.
The demonic. I love the demonic presence. Sounds terrifying.
It was, but you know what? It's like anything. I mean, you know when you like see a film and it's an hour and a half film and it looks like things happen one after the other. There's probably months between like different things happening. Yeah. And that's what it was. So there'll be a really freaky something happen. Like I'd leave. It was my room that was haunted. I was a teenager as well. So it's like that typical teenage angst fueling this entity.
Yeah.
And so I'd leave the room and for 2 minutes come back and everything would be turned upside down.
What?
Like really carefully turned upside down. I'd fall asleep in there and wake up covered in scratches. Something, because there was a sofa and I fell asleep on it once. Something got onto the bed with me and I could feel it next to me.
Was it furry?
No.
A scaly demon?
No, it just felt like a heavy presence. Like, you know, like I tell you what, it felt, you knew when it was near because it was like TV static.
Yeah.
You know, back in day
was
when
just
you used to
thinking,
put your hand near
yeah.
the telly and you could feel it.
I was just wondering if Black Shuck had just got in bed with you, like for a cuddle or something.
Oh, no. This was something different.
Piers Morgan.
But I called it the grit. Oh,
Oh, you got to know you had a
you
name.
had to take it too far.
That's scary.
What's the scariest thing you can think of in your bed?
That's a
Piers
trigger
Morgan.
warning.
Would you rather have 10 plague doctors, 5 nightmares, or 1 Piers Morgan?
Wow.
So what? You gave it a name?
A smiler. Because it would just... and it wasn't just me. People would see it at the same time.
No.
It had a face.
Just a face.
So
So,
you-
it would be in
yeah.
the corner of the room. Like, say we were talking now, we'd like out the corner of our eyes see this grinning face in the corner.
So but you had corroborating people that saw the same thing as well.
Yeah, at the same
And-
time,
and
we'd
you
all
said-
scream and be like, "What did you just see? Did you see the
What?
grinning face?" And I caught it on camera once.
You've got a photo of it?
What?
No, you haven't.
I have, yeah.
Where is it?
I've got it on me.
Is it on the internet?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Can you buy prints of it?
No, but
Can you
I
remember?
should, yeah.
Because I had that Osborne book of ghosts and
Everybody
and stuff.
had
It was the best
that,
one ever, wasn't
yes.
it? And oh my god, the ghost photo on that used to freak me out so much.
I love those ghost photos.
The ghost
ones that are
shoot.
just there.
Yeah.
There's one I saw on, I think it was on Facebook, someone posted it, but it was like taken in one of the tubes at McDonald's, the kids' tubes.
Oh my God, Bopu or Bopu is the girl's
The girl's
imaginary
there.
friend.
Yeah, and it's the
Yeah.
face. Oh, it's good.
What?
Yeah, but they said to her, "Who's that scary face?" Oh, that's Bopu.
My friend.
And it's this horrific face.
Horrible face.
It's like the nightmare.
Worse than the Smiler?
Worse. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, I'd say so.
Worse than Mr. Ruffy?
Mr. Ruffy, yes.
I saw that was online, and so that could just be anything. Like, we're all creative people, but still.
Yeah, could be one of those, like, was it creepypastas?
Yeah.
Well, that's a new folklore.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, that's people coming up with stories and sharing them, and they gather a little bit every time the story's told. Slender Man.
Yeah.
It starts somewhere.
Very true.
So
Very
we
true.
we could start some new ones now.
Yes,
So the Smiler could end up famous.
hopefully. Well, do you want me to tell you why he got exorcised?
Yes, please. And then we're going to wrap up.
Okay.
And then I'm going
It's
to
a
go
good
home.
one.
I'm going to go home and just leave the lights on all night.
Don't think I'm sleeping
No.
tonight.
Sorry. Adam, can we just stay here, please, with the lights on in the studio? Hang on. Oh, I don't know. I'm actually a bit freaked out now. Go on, go on.
It's going
I
to
feel like
get.
Adam's laughing at me.
It is.
Shall I do it in a very
Who
low?
you, Adele, who are you looking at?
What? Shut up!
Adam went ages ago.
There's never been an Adam.
God.
Okay, here we go. So hang on, wait a second. So listeners, here we go. We're going to have a little transition, and then Bethan's going to tell us about the Smiler.
So it was a very dark and stormy night.
Oh, nice.
My mum had been very ill, so she'd had an operation and she needed to sleep in a bed by herself. Now, at this point, I'd moved out. It was about 5 years ago, I'd say, this happened.
This is in Essex.
This is in Wales.
What?
Yeah, sorry, this is in Essex. I'm
Okay,
thinking.
let's stop the story.
Record.
Stop the story. We're not interested yet. Okay, a Welsh ghost. Okay,
It's a Welsh ghost. So they turned what was my room into like a little spare room, like a little single bed. It's just if anyone comes to
A sewing room with loads of sewing stuff in it.
I'm imagining this as Wivenhoe anyway.
Do it.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Whatever
pretending
you
it's
need to get
Wivenhoe.
through.
Yeah, okay.
You do you.
You do you.
Okay, cool. It's Wivenhoe. Yeah, I'm there.
So yes, she had been reading a book, and she closed the book, put it down, and went and turned off the light. And as she turned off the light, the temperature like plummeted to the point where her breath was in the air. You know, like the proper like 70s films.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it was like really dramatic.
Nicole Kidman and the others.
Yes, that. And we knew when Smiler was there because the room would change. It would be like a cold version of a greenhouse. You know, that sort
The
of...
cold house.
Well, you know, not just a cold house, but you know that like sort of thick air.
Yeah.
Imagine a cold, thick air. It was like, you just could feel it. It was
Fog.
like, yeah, like fog.
Clammy.
Fog, yeah, you know, that sort of clammy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
High density of moisture.
Yes. You're on your OnlyFans again.
All right, Michael Fish.
I have got a geography degree. I have 2-2 BSc geography.
Back
Reading.
to the story.
Human and physical.
Fog.
Fog. Yeah, sounds like an advection fog. Yeah, okay, all right, let's go around. Yeah.
So, yeah, the temperature had dropped and she was feeling really like, oh my God, what's this? And then she said on the opposite side of the room, she saw something start crawling and she heard it crawling up the wall.
Yeah.
and then it started crawling across the ceiling.
Okay.
And it dropped onto the foot of the bed. It was heavy and big.
Oh, no.
And it started to crawl up her legs. And then
Piers Morgan does like to
Piers
do
Morgan
that.
does like to do this.
It's very Morgan.
Very Morgan-esque.
Because it was quite dark in the room, but she just knew it was there. And then it went right up to her face and said, "Get out."
No.
What? That's what my kids do to me. They're like, they want to go in the big bed.
No, I'm not having that.
Yes, she ran out of there. She ran through to my dad, and she was a bit hysterical and couldn't say what it was. She said, the room.
Yeah.
And he thought maybe, I don't know, a spider or something, or he'll go and check it out. And he said he didn't know what had happened, but he went to the door and he was like, ah. There was like a weird feeling in there.
Yeah.
So
did she actually see it?
No, she didn't see it, but she felt it was like heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Told her, get out.
I know, but it might have been the smile. It might be like,
No, she
"Get out."
felt its breath on her face.
Nasty.
But the next day,
Was the breath a smiling breath?
I don't.
Can you tell it was? Was the smiler?
It was Smiler. It was
Smiler.
Yeah,
Okay.
Smiler. And I've seen it. It used to when I used to be on Zoom, not Zoom calls. What was it? Back in
Skype.
Skype. Yes,
Jinx.
Skype.
Buy me a Coke.
Okay.
But like it would walk behind me on Skype calls, and
What?
people would see it. They're like, "Who's in the room with you?"
Really?
Yeah, we've recorded
No,
it.
like a filter.
No, it would just walk like this dark figure would go behind me.
Well, when you have a blurred background or when it was like unblurred?
Non-blurred.
Yeah, because that was back
This
in the
is
day.
Skype.
Back in the day.
That's
This is
pre-blurring.
Skype.
So you've got that video evidence and a photo.
Yeah.
I need to see
It,
this.
I
it
really
would
need to see
also
it.
it would also change my face as well. Like it would like pixelate and my face would go weird. I've got stills of that as well. But the next day after what happened to my mum,
Yeah.
they decided they'd call the priest.
Yes.
They said we can't really tell him what happened because that sounds bloody mad.
Yeah.
So can you just come and
Bless this house.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
bless this house. So he came, and it was a different priest. The usual priest was ill, so they have a locum sort of priest.
Look, basically the badass one that they get.
The badass one they get in when things. The
local ones are-
maverick.
They said, look, we can't go local with this. Get the Vatican on the phone. They call
Yeah.
up, and it'll turn up with like a
You
bandolier of holy water and stuff.
You jest.
Yeah.
But the priest that turned up, he had just arrived from South Africa, and they're very open. They're the Catholic priests. They sort of work very closely with the local sort of beliefs and
Yeah.
folklore. And they're a little bit more worldly, I think.
Witch
Just-
doctors.
Yeah. They
Was
take
he
it
ripped?
seriously and
was
with
he
respect.
ripped? Was he hench?
I don't know. I never saw him,
Okay.
but I just heard of him.
Yeah.
But he came and he did his thing. He went round all the rooms and he got to that room and he said,
Nope. See you later.
no, he said, why didn't you tell me about this room?
Yeah.
And they said, why? He said, well, you've got a demon in here.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And he said, okay, I'm going to need you both to go downstairs and I'm going to be in here a while. He was in there for an hour.
That's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't live in a house with a demon. I can't even live in a house with a big spider.
No.
Right. So the fact that there's a demon in the house, I'm like, nope, sorry, that house belongs to
But
that
he did-
demon.
he did a full exorcism.
But you know what's freaking me out more? Having a stranger from South America just upstairs in my house for an hour on their own. I would just be like, don't touch my
South
stuff.
Africa, not South America.
South Africa. Don't touch my stuff, please.
Just walking in the room. Just been. What was he doing in the front? Did he say?
He did the exorcism right.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was, they could hear him shouting. And he came downstairs and he said, it's gone, but it didn't want to go. It was,
He was really knackered and
It was
sweaty.
really,
He was
really
ill.
reluctant.
he was
Really?
ill
He took
for
it
a
on.
long time afterwards.
It went into him.
I don't know what happened, but he wasn't good afterwards for a while.
Oh, wow. It
But
sounds
the room was fine afterwards.
It sounds like the
That is an awesome story.
yeah. Sounds like The Witcher.
That is amazing.
Sounds like sitting out The Witcher, but in Wales.
And you did it
Yes.
so well.
Yeah.
I
there
tell
are
it so much. It's a good story.
You tell it so well. It's such a good story. And I've pictured it. And yeah.
And you've never seen the Smiler since.
No.
Oh, that scared me.
No, I've got something in my house now in Wivenhoe, and me and my son see it at the same time. It's the tall, thin man.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Can we stop talking? I'm going to stop this podcast now.
Come round for a cup of tea sometime.
No.
You're all right. You're all right, Beth. No problem. No.
No chance. I'm never ever going to Wivenhoe ever again.
God.
It's lovely.
Even for the fish and chips. It's not worth it.
I did
This
not
isn't a
expect-
bad ghost. I don't know who it is, but it's not.
I don't
that
like
one.
it. I don't want any. Well, I'm going to stop the podcast now. Thank you very much. We've been going for too long anyway. The ghost stories are too interesting, and I haven't even told you about the exorcism story I've got.
Oh, you have to. No.
I'll tell you about it
Does it take
afterwards.
place in Essex?
Yes.
Come on, Eerie Essex, and tell it.
There you go.
I don't know that much about it. That's why I was going to tell you about it, so you can follow up on it.
Well, okay, we'll do that.
But I know that like a lot of a lot of churches and stuff do like exorcisms, but don't like to talk about it because it's kind of like their secret business.
Yeah.
It's like their little dirty secret for getting money, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which is mad.
There's 2 movies you should watch which have come out recently.
The Exorcist 1 and The Exorcist 2.
No, Immaculate.
Yeah.
With Sydney Sweeney. That's a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
And-
I've seen that.
Yeah,
That is good.
and The First Omen.
The
The prequel to The Omen.
that is amazing.
They're both good. Really good films.
Yeah.
Based in Essex? Not interested. All right. Thank you for listening to Are You Creative podcast with my amazing co-host, Adelle. Adelle Barker, who has had sleep paralysis, and our amazing guest, Bethan Briggs-Miller, who has had a smiler, a demonic possession, and poltergeists, and knows all about old Roughy.
Yeah.
And
Crap out of me.
thank you so much for coming to, and thanks so much for the really amazing advice about starting podcasts, because this podcast wouldn't have happened without chatting to you.
Yeah.
And hopefully other people can listen to it and think about how to start their podcast soon. And one day, I dream of getting the number of listens that you do. It's incredible. I can't believe how many people listen to your podcast. It's very
It's
successful.
lovely. I mean, we thought to ourselves, there's not going to be anybody listening to this. We're just going to do it for
You've
fun.
probably got more listeners. You've probably got ghost listeners.
I hope so.
They can't get
a
a
medium
Spotify
did tell
account.
me an old lady follows me around because she likes the stories.
So that's 2 people.
Wow.
Next to, yeah.
So basically,
And you're giving me a lift to the station now. You
Yeah.
see her in the back, in the window.
Oh, fuck.
Lola Smiler. And then, I mean, we've only ever had one message sent in from a listener. And it was brilliant. It was from Linda Mascot, ex-mayor of Chelmsford,
Ooh.
who very much enjoyed listening to the show. So
That's
thank you very
lovely.
much. Hi, Linda, if you're listening.
Hi, Linda.
We love you.
Hi, Linda.
Linda was the coolest mayor ever.
Cool, man.
She was so cool. Anyway,
Mayor about town.
mayor about town. She looked good. She looked good in
mayor.
those chains.
I'm a sassy mayor of Chelsea.
She was like the indie mayor of Chelmsford. She had like red hair and stuff, and she was
I'm
cool.
the
She,
oasis of Chelsea.
she'd go to Hotbox and things. Anyway, wonder if she might have a ghost story. Who knows? We all have. Adam, have you got any ghost stories? No. Adam,
Shook his head.
he's too mature. He's too mature for ghost stories. Adam's basically like, I've got a brilliant one, but I want to go to bed now because you guys have been wanging on for so long.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank
He
you for listening.
slumps a lot in the corner.
I should thank Adam because we're at Lorca Media again, Adam Whittaker's studio. It's fantastic.
Fabulous.
Thank you very much, Adam.
You're welcome.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe at r.u.creative.podcast on Instagram, and you can send us questions like Linda Mascot did, ex-mayor of Chelmsford.
Sassy
Mayor.
Sassy man.
Yeah. If you've got any amazing ghost stories and stuff, send them to Eerie Essex. Or if you've got any UFO stuff or mad stuff that's happening, Essex is well haunted, mate.
It's proper haunted.
It's proper haunted. And that's why Bethan has moved from Wales, which is just dragons and shit, to Essex, which is black shark, smilers, mad stuff. Old Roughy is there. All like the dengue, there's mad shit happening on the dengue. Whereas Mersey Island, haunted as stuff. Roman ghost on the Strood. There's like all this mad stuff. No ghosts of dinosaurs though, so don't even mention them. Thank you very much for listening, and we're going to say goodbye. Sleep tight, and don't look in the corner.